everyone, it's Emily and welcome back to my channel. Today I have a super special guest, my mama.
Hi everyone!
So last year she taught me how to make these pillow covers and they just turned out so cute. I loved the buffalo check. They are perfect for any size pillow insert. You can adjust the measurements super easily. So last year we also picked up the striped fabric and never got around to using it, so we'll be using it now. I'll be making a pillow cover just like I did last year with the buffalo check.
And I'll be making a regular pillow using Dollar Tree supplies. So let's get started.
I created this pillow cover to fit my pillow inserts that are 16 by 16 inches. I got them from Walmart, so I can link them in the description below, along with this diagram. So I will be using one big piece of fabric, and it will be 37 by 17 inches, and then I will be folding it to create the back part. And then within those two fold lines, that will be the front of my pillow. So that will be 16¼ inches. And then within that, the little brown box, that's gonna be where my design is. So I'm gonna use a beige piece of fabric that will be 9 inches by 9 inches. And then the entire thing will have a 1/2 inch seam allowance. So the first thing I did was cut out my pieces. So for the striped fabric, I cut it out to 37 inches long, and then the width was already what I needed. And then for my beige piece, I cut out a 9 by 9 square. When I was done cutting out my fabric, I glued the stocking to it, and I got the stocking from Target's Bullseye Playground for only $1. When I was placing it, I do wish I put it at a little less of an angle because it did get a little tricky to sew. Once my beige piece was ready, I was able to pin it down to my stripe fabric. So I folded over the two ends, and then I pinned together the back side so it wouldn't come apart, and I can measure easily from either end of the front. And then I measured from the fold lines the center of the rectangle. So vertically it was 3 5/8 inches, and then horizontal I measured 4 inches. I didn't want to lose the placement of my square, so I first pinned through both layers of the striped fabric, and then I later went back in and took out each pin and then had it only go through the first layer of the striped fabric. This way I would only sew through the top of the pillow. I removed the pins in the back so that it was just one long piece, and then my mom did help me by sewing on the beige piece. I am really new to sewing, so it was a little tricky, especially since I glued on the stocking so close to the edge. I folded and ironed the edges of the fabric so that it wouldn't fray. And then I was excited it was time to put the pillow together, so I started off by sewing down the edges, like the parts of the fabric that I had just ironed down. And then from the beige square, I measured the 3 5/8 inches again, and then the 4 inches. This time I measured it so that I could fold over the two ends so that I could pin my two flaps down and then sew the sides of my pillow together. Before I sewed, I just ironed down the folded section, and this was just to create a crisper line. And then I just used the sewing machine again to sew down my sides, but I didn't mention before, but you could use Stitch Witchery. I have used it in the past, and it really makes it easy, and it's a great alternative if you don't have a sewing machine. And then if you do have time, you could always just hand sew it too. And then the beige square in the middle, I probably, if I didn't have my mom, would have just hot glued that on, and that would have worked too. I just picked up these cute fabric candy canes from Target's Bullseye Playground, and I just stuck 3 of them in the stocking, and I think the whole thing just turned out so cute. And here's what the flap looks like from the back. My mom created an 18 by 18 inch pillow, so the front of it was made out of 3 different strips of fabric. So 2 of them were 19 by 5 inches, and those were both the striped pieces, and then the middle piece was 19 by 10 inches, and that was made out of the same beige fabric. And then she added her stockings into the middle piece. The back was just one piece that was 19 by 20 inches. She started off by measuring and cutting out her pieces. And again, she had a big beige piece that was 19 inches by 20 inches, and then a smaller one that was 19 inches by 10 inches, and 2 other striped pieces that were 19 inches by 5 inches. Dollar Tree has these really cute Christmas felt pieces right now, so she used 3 of the red stocking ones, and she just glued them right onto the fabric. And don't they just look so cute? When she was done gluing on her stockings, she was then able to sew together her strips of fabric. And then she just pressed down when she sewed the pieces together, trimmed the edges, and the front of the pillow was already done. She then pinned it to the back of the pillow so that she could sew everything together. And this part is super important. You don't want to sew all the way around. You want to leave a hole so you can still stuff your pillow. And here is a pro tip. You want to clip your corners so that when you fold it inside out, you don't get a lot of bunching in your corners. She stuffed her pillow with polyfill fiberfill. You can always use an old pillow that you tear up. And then another tip also is if you buy a cheaper pillow from Walmart or Target, you can use that to stuff your pillow too, and that sometimes ends up being a lot cheaper. Make sure as you go to really have the corners of the pillow filled in. She kept checking along the way. And then the bottom of the pillow will be hard to stuff until it's pinned. So she started off by pinning a little bit and then filling the bottom with stuffing as she went. My mom used the sewing machine to close up the hole at the bottom, but it can be easier sometimes just to hand sew it. And oh my god, isn't it so cute? I love the stockings that she used from Dollar Tree. I think they look so cute. So that was everything. I had so much fun making these pillows with my mom, and I think they turned out super cute. During the holiday season, I love to have pillows like all over the couch. I think it just makes it so comfy and cozy while we watch Christmas movies, and I'm really excited to add my stocking pillow to the mix. I'm really excited that we finally got to use this striped fabric. Like I said, we actually bought it last year, so it was really nice to finally be able to use it. I was glad that it worked with both of our stockings too, because we did get them different places. I think this project's great because you can apply it to any season or any fabric, whether you want to make a pillow cover or a pillow. If you do something similar, I would love to hear about it in the comments below. If you like this video, like and subscribe, and I'll see y'all next time.